I believe you deserve to wake up every morning with an unwavering belief in yourself, ready to work towards your dreams, full of passion and energy, without fear of failure or ridicule. You deserve to live your life full of confidence, with optimism, ambition and joy. And you deserve to end each day with peace of mind, feeling in control and encouraged. And even after the toughest of days, where it might feel like your whole world was falling apart, you gain strength from knowing that deep down everything's going to be all right. Feeling safe and loved, feeling happy. You know, when you consider that from Earth's creation 4.5 billion years ago, through to the first spark of life appearing nearly 4 billion years ago, through hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution, through to your grandparents meeting, through to your mum and dad meeting, through to your creation. Just what an inconceivable, mind-blowing miracle it actually is you've even experienced life. That you even know what being alive is. Now you would think it'd be really easy to feel confident, optimistic, in control and be happy. But for many it's not easy. For many it is a struggle. Many of us have doubted ourselves, many have experienced stress and anxiety. Many of us haven't started something in life because we feared failing or feared ridicule. Some of us give up the moment we experience the slightest of setbacks. Some feel trapped by our circumstances. Some feel frustrated and angry. Some blame others. Some feel empty and unfulfilled. Some feel frightened. Some feel overwhelmed. Some lack energy. Some put off doing anything forever. Some self-sabotage their success. Some will take no responsibility. Some criticise others to reflect the attention from themselves. Some constantly compare themselves to others. Some talk themselves out of trying anything. Some are on fire and confident and feel like they can achieve anything one week, but are hesitant and full of self-doubt the week after. Some have impressive ambitions and can talk in great detail about what they're going to achieve in life, but it's always going to start next week or next month or the year after, and actually they never end up taking any action. Then on a different level, you know, some people experience periods of depression through their life, and during those times feel isolated, detached, hopeless. I know some people experience these struggles because I have. Every single negative emotion, every self-limiting belief, and even the periods of depression that I've just mentioned. I have, one time or another, experienced all of them. And I'll have to load off, trust me, you haven't got time to go through my whole back catalogue of bouts of depression, self-confidence issues and self-limiting beliefs. But I do want to share quickly with you my story that has led to me creating this show. And it began with business failure in 2008. After 8 years, I had to liquidate one of my companies. It's just in too much financial trouble to continue. To start the liquidation formally, I had to attend what's called a creditors meeting at an insolvency practitioner's office. Now, during those meetings, you basically hand over your business to the appointed liquidator, and your business and your control just ends. Now, up until this meeting, I dealt with the problem in a very matter-of-fact sort of way. But as I sat in the reception area, waiting for this meeting to start, my mind began to fill with thoughts of all the people I'd let down. My staff, my customers, of course my family. I felt embarrassed, disappointed, guilty. And during the drive home after the meeting, I was trying to find answers to why the business had failed. And it boiled down to basically these 3 questions. Did I change enough? Was I brave enough? Was I even good enough? And I didn't like the answers. In fact, I couldn't face the truth, so I ignored it. I continued running my other companies, went to work, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and did, very little. I felt down, I just lacked energy, no enthusiasm. Everything just seemed difficult, like it was a chore. I knew I shouldn't have been ignoring the reasons why my other businesses had failed. I knew I should have been learning from my mistakes. I knew I should have been finding new ways to grow and develop myself and my companies. I knew all of that on a conscious level, but still I did nothing. And this didn't continue for a few weeks or for a few months. This went on for 2 years. And the longer my inaction went on, the more angry and frustrated and down I felt. It eventually got so bad, I knew I had to do something. I was living without passion, ambition, hope. I knew if I didn't work out what was going on now and corrected it, then I probably never would. So I started by continually asking myself the same question. Why? Why did I feel this way? Why do I have no energy? Why does everything feel like a chore? Why did my business fail? Why did I think I wasn't good enough? I was like an inquisitive 3-year-old kid. Why? So the next step was actually to find some answers to all these questions I'd been asking myself. So I went away and I learned. I studied psychology, personal development methods and neurology. I study some of the most successful people in the world, just to try and get an insight on how they manage, how they think. I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of hours of audio, read countless blogs, magazine articles, reports, and philosophies ranging from the ancient art of meditation right up to the new thoughts on the law of attraction. Now, some of the information has been great, some has been thought-provoking, some enlightening, some inspirational, and some just plain stupid and wrong. So, do I now know the secret to the perfect life? No. And that's the end of this week's show, and until next time, it's alright, I'm only joking. But no, I can't sit here and say, follow these 10 steps, and you'll never feel frustrated, or you'll never get sad, and bad things will never happen to you. And by next week you would have reached your full potential, and you'll be spending the rest of your life skipping around a field full of daisies. There is no one magic bullet. But I have worked out where you start. And I've also worked out enough to take me from a place of failure and the following 2 years of living my life without passion or ambition or hope, to someone who just feels alive again. To someone who has since, with no previous knowledge or experience, built their own websites, launched over 400 microsites, created over 450 video presentations, built hundreds of complex automated sales sequences for my business. And I've worked out enough to take me from being a laughingstock of a business owner to someone who now helps other businesses to grow, training them on how to use the latest technologies to share, serve and engage with their customers, showing them how to build trusted and valued and pioneering online businesses. And I've worked out enough to take me from someone who carried out just one business idea in 8 years of my old business to someone who has since founded the Dream Trust Achieve Academy, created many online training programs, authored a book, and of course launched this show on both YouTube and iTunes. Now, I don't say any of this to brag, or I'm not trying to impress you. I'm sharing this with you to get you thinking about your own potential, your own possibilities in life. It's got nothing to do with me, I'm no better than you. I want you to think, if this Grant can go and figure a few things out and achieve this much, imagine what I could do. So let me explain to you where you do start. I'd like you to think about these questions for me. Do you think you're old or young? Confident or shy? Lucky or unlucky? Well-spoken or unclear? Healthy or unhealthy? Whatever your answers were to those questions, that's your view of yourself. And you're very opinionated. You have opinions on everything about you. Your body, your age, intelligence, personal ability, personal traits, achievements and so on. But here's the thing. Your view of yourself is just your perception. A point of view that you're claiming as reality. Look, I'll answer one of those questions I just asked you to show you what I mean. Now, do I think I'm old or young? Well, I'm 44. And if I would have been asked this question when I reached 40, I would have said old. Now, you ask me that question today, and I would say I'm a young middle-aged. Go and ask my 15-year-old daughter the same question, and she'll tell you I'm ancient. Go and ask my 87-year-old neighbour, and she'd say I'm young, hopefully. Now, all different answers, all just perceptions which are accepted as reality by that person. Now, the truth is this. Everything you believe to be true of yourself and others and the world and what's possible and what's not. If you believe you're good at sport but rubbish at business. If you believe you can earn 30,000 a year but not 100,000 a year. If you believe you can own £500,000 property but never £1 million one. Everything is just your perception of reality, just your interpretation. Now, maybe that wouldn't be so bad, but it's not even your perception. You wasn't born with this view of yourself and the world around you. You didn't come home from hospital for the first time and think, well, that's just great. We live in a terraced house, my Uncle Richard is fat, I've just seen on the news a recession is on its way, bang goes my life. People like us never get a great paid job, and even if I get a job, I'm going to be right, I'm going to lose it again with this recession just around the corner. Then I'll be sat at home watching Jeremy Kyle all day long, just getting fat like my Uncle Richard, and then I'll die young. No, of course not. When you're young, you're full of wonder and enthusiasm and have no preconceived ideas of what's possible or what's not. Your perception has come from your parents and your school teachers, your friends and previous boyfriends and girlfriends and their parents and existing partners and television shows and advertisements, travel, newspapers, the internet, films, Twitter, Facebook. All of them have shaped your opinion of yourself, of others and your environment and what you believe is possible and not possible. And you're unconsciously living your life by this perception, what you believe to be true. Now also consider this. Your perceptions, they've all been created in your past. So it's your past that's controlling how you react, how you behave, how you decide now. Your past is controlling your thoughts and your emotions now. And if your perception that has grown and developed and matured in your past says, you cannot do this, you're no good at that, or you can't travel, you can't start a business, and you can't earn that much, or you can't be that lucky, or be that outgoing, or be that confident, or you never find the love of your life, or be creative, or be that happy. Whatever it is, whatever you believe to be true, you will continue to prove yourself right. If you perceive yourself to be unlucky, you will be. If your perception is you can't start a business, then you won't. If your perception is life is a struggle, it's gonna be a struggle. If your perception is money's hard to come by, money will be hard to come by. Every time you prove your perceptions right, it just deepens those beliefs further. You know, it's funny, it reminds me of that famous story of the baby elephants at the circus. You know, they take the elephants young to train them, and when they're not working with them, they put a rope around their necks, which is attached to this massive stake in the ground. You know, and this is a large stake going deep into the soil. You know, these elephants, they might be babies, but they're still strong and they don't want them escaping. Now, the baby elephants, they'll struggle and they twist and turn and pull and push for hours. You know, but it's no use. They realise they can't escape and so they stop. But they struggle again the day after and the day after and again and again and again, same result. Then one day they put the rope over the elephant's head and they don't struggle to get free. They know it's pointless, they just can't escape. So from then on, the trainers simply put a rope around the elephant's neck. There's no need to attach it to a massive stake anymore. The elephant's perception is they cannot break free. That's the elephant's reality, even though it's no longer true. But the elephant's belief that they cannot escape, well, that grows stronger every day. Because every day they're proving themselves right. They thought they couldn't escape, and they didn't. They keep enhancing their beliefs as every single day passes. And as every day passes, they become more and more convinced they're going nowhere. So remember, your past has created your perceptions. Your perceptions are controlling your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, your emotions, your experience now. And what you're thinking and believing and feeling and doing and experiencing right now are just deepening those perceptions even more, deepening your beliefs even further. Which means you'll continue to experience the same thoughts, the same actions, the same beliefs, the same emotions, the same experiences in the future. Nothing will change. So what can you do about it? Well, the first step is this. You've got to become more self-aware, more aware of your emotions and your thoughts and your beliefs, and more aware of just what's happening to you now. So if you're feeling frustrated or unconfident or anxious or pessimistic, ask yourselves why. Why am I feeling this way? Become aware of your self-limiting beliefs. So if you catch yourself saying, oh, I can never do that, or something's bound to go wrong, oh, I'll never lose the weight, then question yourself, why did I just say that? Where's that come from? Is it really true? And also be aware of your thoughts. You know, we produce around 50,000 thoughts every single day. And some reports claim, you know, anything up to 75 to 80% of them are actually negative. So think about what you're thinking about. And then ask yourself, why am I thinking this way? So you've got to remember it's your past that's creating your now. If you don't question your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions, your emotions now, you're going to keep getting the same results, the same experiences in the future. To change your future experience, you have to start with being aware of your now. And ask yourself, why are you feeling a certain way? Why are you thinking what you're thinking? And question your perception of yourself, you know, rather than just accepting it as a fact. And then if you do that, of course, you're going to start having loads of questions. And you'll go out and you'll start finding answers to them. And I can help you find those answers, both through the content we deliver to our Super Now Wow members. And if you'd like to join for free, there'll be details on how you can do that at the end of this episode. And of course, through this show, where in each episode I'll try to first inspire you enough to want to change, and second, show you how you can change. So why am I calling this show Super Now Wow? What does it mean? Well, I'll explain everything to you more in the next episode. But for now, in short, it means this. Make this moment in your life the best you can. So if you're feeling negative, ask why. If your beliefs are limiting, question their validity. Just keep questioning, keep learning how you can overcome it and alter it. Because in time, that will change your perceptions for the better. And these new beliefs will be the foundations of your future. And look, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Believe me, I've been a professional idiot most of my life. I'm not saying I know everything, and you're not always going to agree with everything I say. I'm not even saying I can change the world. But together, me and you, we can change our worlds, which in turn will change our families and friends' worlds and their families and friends' worlds. And as the passion and the positivity and the hope grows and reverberates, it will positively impact the lives of people we don't even know. Because now is the time to stop feeling discouraged and resigned and inferior. Now's the time to stop limiting yourself through the thoughts and opinions of others. Now's the time to create a new belief in what you can achieve. Now's the time to stop being a passenger in your own life, to take control and start creating a life you want to live. Now's the time to realise you have the power to choose what you think, how you feel and what you believe. Now's the time to Break out from this self-imposed cage and set free your passion, your ambition, your hopes and your dreams. Because now it's your time. Your time to realise and appreciate your own beautiful uniqueness and trust that you will grow and learn and evolve to the person that you want to be. Don't let life pass you by, because this week, these days, this now is going to pass anyway. So make this now a super now that just makes you go wow. Hi, it's Grant J. Marsh. I hope you enjoyed this episode of my new show. If you did, I wondered if you could help me. I'm starting from absolute scratch here. I've got no following, no Facebook fans, no YouTube or iTunes subscribers. So it would be really appreciated if you could help me gain some momentum for this show by doing 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of the following. 1, could you share it with others? Either directly or through your social media. 2, subscribe to either my YouTube channel at Grant J. Marsh, if you prefer the video, or the Super Now Wow podcast on iTunes, if you prefer the audio version. And 3, become a Super Now Wow member by going to supernowwow.com. It's free, and it always will be, and it's easy. You just need to enter your name and email address. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure how the experience for our members will evolve. But as a member, you will certainly receive additional inspiring content, how-to training, and be involved with how this show develops into the future. We'll look after you, so come and join our family at supernowwow.com. Thank you for your help. You're absolutely amazing. And of course, remember that this week, these days, this now is going to pass anyway. So you might as well make this now a super now that just makes you go, wow.